It's time for Studio 7, sponsored by your Permian Basin Chevy dealers.
We're joined now with our Giraffe to Fab contributor, Brandy Bell, here to talk to us about all things books today. Yeah. I love this. I love this.
Absolutely. So one of the challenges that I think people find with bookshelves, and books in particular, is most people don't have decorative books to decorate their bookshelves.
Right.
You know, they're books that they read, and you know, if their living room's not bright pink, well, what do they do with those books?
Right.
Or they have old books that were handed down, and so it's like, how do we dress up these books and make them appropriate for the different spaces? So one of the things you can do if you have old books that are not valuable, hear me say valuable,
yes,
you can easily spray paint the covers.
And then so you're telling us to spray paint. This is a surprise to me.
Yes, so I know, there's me in spray paint. Actually, I think these were spray painted, and then I dry brushed a little. Let's see if I can pull one up here. So basically, I put them all together. I spray painted the outside of white, and then I rubbed a little bit of gray on there. And then I took this ribbon, it's just called a frayed ribbon, and a little tiny silver ornament, which I use Christmas ornaments year round because I think they can be appropriate.
Yes.
And so I tied it on here, and this just sits on one of the bookshelves.
Okay, so but could you set it somewhere else? It doesn't have to be on a bookshelf,
No, it doesn't have to be on a bookshelf. I mean, you could set them on a mantle, you could set them on a table, you could set them on a side table. They can really go anywhere. So actually, these came from the middle of my living room. They're just sitting in a little open area. And there was a bird actually sitting on top of them. So these were not on a bookshelf, but
and if you don't want to do this ribbon, could you do bookends?
You could do bookends. You can tie it with something. You can be original and not do traditional bookends. You could do corbels. You could do glass bottles. You could do rocks. You can really kind of anchor things with anything. Absolutely.
Okay,
so
love that.
Other things. So some of us who are older used to have to cover our books when we got them in high school.
I had to do that. I had to do that. In elementary school, I had to do it.
All right, okay. So that's what these are. So these are actually books that I've read. These are just different colored books. In order to make them usable for a bookshelf, I just covered with paper these guys. So they go from bright to coordinate. You could pick 2 papers. 3 papers.
Maybe do one with like a pattern in it.
Absolutely, mix them up a little bit. This came from one of the big box stores, I don't remember which one, but it was like $2 a roll. But like I said, you could use craft paper, wrapping paper, comic book paper if it were for a kid's room. Any kind of paper will work, and then you just kind of cover them like you used to when you were little. And
I love that. And then you just put them on a shelf, or
put them on a shelf.
Put them on a table.
You can stack them. You don't even, you don't have to have all books standing up either. You can put some books on the side, set something on top of it.
We always just find things around your house so beautifully decorated to just throw things up.
I have stuff laying around. So you could just, you could use them to decorate with, so they don't have to always go vertical. They can go horizontal. Another thing you
mix it up.
Yep, to wrap them is, now this is not a great example because this was actually one of my favorite fabrics and I didn't want to use it on this book, but you can wrap just like you did with the paper fabrics. And so like this is this gorgeous Chanel kind of raised fabric. So you could take 4 or 5 different fabrics, decorate some books, same way. Just
kind of a way to spice up your room.
Well, and so if you have, like this is probably not it's not an attractive book. It's a cabinetry book. Can't imagine the decorator has a cabinetry book. But anyway, so you can dress it up that way.
Perfect.
2 more things. If you have books that are the same color scheme, but you just want to make them a little dressier, you could just tie them with a simple jute. And so all of these are kind of a monochromatic, like blues and greens and beiges.
I love this one.
Just tie jute around it. If you want to be really dressy, you could hot glue a flower to the top of the jute. Little succulent plant to the top of the jute.
We're getting fancy now.
Yes, super fancy. So these are antique books. That would be why they are not painted.
Okay, I do not paint antique books.
If they're over, I'd say 20 years old, 30 years old, I personally wouldn't paint them, but that's just that's my opinion.
And you also recommend not taking off the cover.
Yes, so it's a big trend these days to kind of rip them out of their little shells and then stack them up. And if you find a box of books and the covers are falling off, go with it.
Right.
But let's not pull the turtle out of the turtle shell just because.
Okay. Yeah, I love that.
That's my metaphor. Anyway,
I don't think I would ever personally take a cover off.
Yeah,
but, you know,
yeah, but it would be
fun.
Lots of the stores are doing it. And so one other thing you can do, same thing, instead of using jute, I just took some ribbons, some laces, you know, and like, so all of these are the same color family. Let's pretend this is a shelf. You could easily
use these as your bookends.
This is it. Boom, bookends. So, I mean, you can have some fun with it. You don't
think about it too much.
Don't think about it too much, and don't pull your covers off.
Okay, perfect. So those are lessons today. Don't think about it. Don't pull the covers off of the books.
That's it. Leave them in their shelves.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely. It's always fun. Thanks.